Hey there, LEGO fans. Welcome back. Alex here. You're looking at the 1989 Batmobile with LED lights installed. It is all alone, though, on this floating shelf at the end of my basement. I installed these shelves just last week with the intention, of course, of adding more sets, and that is exactly what we're going to be doing today. This shelf specifically held in reserve for Batman-themed LEGO sets. So the 1989 Batmobile is all alone, but not for long. It is finally time, after years of waiting, to open up the Tumbler and get it built. All right, after years of waiting, the moment has come. Here it is. It's been sitting here for literally years, you guys. Pull this thing out here. I'll bring it upstairs and let's have a look at the box. All right, it's all ready to go, but before we open this thing up, let's take a look here at the box. Definitely had to clean this thing off. It had a few years of dust on it for sure. But this is set number 76023, the Tumbler, with 1,869 pieces. This came out back in 2014. At the time, it retailed for $200. Of course, to buy this new or even used today would be quite a bit more. We're going to go ahead and do a time-lapse build of this thing, a quick review, and do a little comparison next to the 1989 Batmobile as well, since we have it, and see what they look like together downstairs on the shelf. So let's go ahead and go to that point. And we are done. The Tumbler took Carter and I about 3.5 hours to put together. And if you guys remember when we put the 1989 Batmobile together, Carter also helped me out with that. So he was sure to return for this one, right, man?
Yep.
Awesome. So this one was a lot of fun to build, and I am really glad I kept it because I had this thing on sale for Bricklink some time ago, but I took it off because the 1989 Batmobile came out, and I thought, you know what, this is going to look really good next to that. So I held on to it, and very glad I did. Take a look at the two minifigures you get here. Of course, you get Batman with just a cloth cape, and then you get the Heath Ledger Joker with this one here. I think the plaque is too tall. It's not going to fit in my display case, so it might just have to stick with the Tumbler for now. But nice that you get these two minifigures with it. When we poured the pieces out of the box, I noticed that it had 5 different instruction booklets, which I thought was interesting for a set under 2,000 pieces. There's nothing unique about any of them. They all have the same cover, just book 1 through 5. So I'm going to talk a couple things that I like about this thing is that it just looks so tough. This thing is obviously an armored vehicle, and the back of it is definitely my favorite. These massive wheels, and there's 4 of them there with that jet engine at the back. The suspension rods, they're fake. There's no suspension in this thing, which I would be amazed if there was, but it just looks good. That's really what this thing is all about. And the thing I don't like about it, though, is that the front looks a little awkward to me with these the wheels inverted this way, and the windshield, and it has these I like the wipers, but just the front looks a little awkward to me. But the rest of it absolutely looks like an awesome looking tank. The paneling on this thing is all over the place, right? Which it needs to be because it's obviously the Tumbler. But the pieces on it are every single angle you can think of, and which makes it easier to break them off, I think. But all in all, I think the designer did an awesome job on this thing. All in all, a solid build. This does have an interior, pretty basic. I like that you can take off these panels. Thank you, Carter. It's hard to reach actually inside. There's a lot of space on the inside, but not a lot in this narrow area to put your hand in there. So make sure you get all the control panels in there the way you want them before it all closes up around you. One thing, and I can't mark this down too much, Carter was telling me I can't really be hard on this about this, but the front wheels don't turn, right? They are fixed straight, so no turning like the 1989 Batmobile does, which I thought was amazing how they got that to work. So Carter made a point. It's a display model. It's not going to move around. It's not for playing with. So I think the designer did a well enough job. But I guess it would be a feat of engineering if they were actually able to get this thing to turn. But so yeah, it is what it is.
All right, so I'm gonna name my likes and dislikes about this thing, and to be honest, I wasn't really looking forward to putting this thing together, because when I think of a Batmobile, I think of the one from 1989, which is, of course, the classic Batmobile and cannot be bested. I always thought of this one as more of a military variant. It should have been seen in, like, 2050, like, futuristic warfare or something like that. And it looks like that by the way that these axles kind of are outside and they're not in, like, normal vehicles that you see today. I'm very happy with the way it turned out. It looks almost exactly like it does in the films that it is in. So it does a good at representing the films.
Anything you don't like about it?
What I don't like about it is the little gapes and holes in between all the armor plates, which I understand why that has to happen. Yeah. So if you're looking at it like from a forward-facing angle like I am right now, you can see those holes and it's kind of annoying. But from a side view, you don't really notice them, and again, this is a display piece, so it's not a really big issue, but it's just something that I think. I don't think there's much visibility with the front windows there, and it's kind of awkward, especially for, Batman, who would be driving this thing.
So here is the Tumbler next to the Batmobile, and the Batmobile is so much longer than the Tumbler. But look how thick the Tumbler is, right? That thing is just so wide. It's almost like a perfect square almost. But I think, I don't know, Carter, I think the Batmobile is still my favorite out of the two. What do you think?
Yeah, me too.
There it is, guys. All right, so there they are side by side. Let's go ahead and bring them downstairs and see how they complement each other on the shelf. All right, and here they are. And when Carter, he brought down the Tumbler and we put it on the shelf, we thought, oh shoot, it doesn't angle very well because it's so wide. This is only 10 inches deep. So we angled it as much as we could safely without it, wanting to roll off of the shelf there. So it's okay. So here it is with room to spare. And of course, that means the 1989 Batwing is going to be coming out in a few weeks' time. When I get that, that's going to go right in the middle, and this is going to be looking pretty darn good. So there it is, guys. The Tumbler is now complete and on a shelf in full display. And yeah, this is going to be, I guess I could take the minifigures, because I have the other minifigures over here from the 1989 Batmobile on display. Maybe I'll bring that back out for this. I don't know. Well, we'll play around with some things. But for now, it's pretty cool. Right, Carter?
Yep.
Pretty awesome, man. And you'll be back to help me with the Batwing, I guess, right?
Yep.
You better be. Awesome, dude.
Comparison video for these.
And I got to do a comparison video too? All right.
Multiple videos.
Multiple videos. Let's do it. Why not, right? We got them. Let's do it. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you again in the next video. Till then, have a good day. Bye-bye.